Welcome to Ghost Stories with me, your host and licensed paranormal interviewer, Arthur Mansley. Join us as we traverse the continental United States, encountering ghouls, ghosts, goblins, and other monstrous entities in an attempt to demystify the mystic.
And I'm Beth Oglesby, which you forgot to mention.
Right, and my wonderful assistant Beth is here as well to help my stuff. Anyways, today we find ourselves in the lovely hamlet of Durham, North Carolina, where we have come across quite a common cryptid entity, a zombified creature themselves. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Bartholomew Timmons. I was born in North Carolina back in about 1916, and I died in about 1962. So I can't really do the math here, but I'm pretty old, you know.
Wow, you lived, well, honestly, not a very long life. That must have been some tragic end.
I got hit by a car. They were new back then, and, you know, we didn't really know how fast they could go, so...
Terrible. Well, I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. You are a rotting person, right? Flesh falling off. How exactly did this happen?
Well, you know, sometimes when they bury you with some weird soil, or they do a little hoodoo magic on you. Well, my aunt was one of those hoodoo magic people, and she lived to like 120 or something like that. And she actually buried me in that magic soil and did the hoodoo, so it was like doubled up, so like, I'm like dead.
So does that make your zombification particularly powerful, or is it just more likely to be zombified?
I think it's more likely to be zombified. She really wanted me to be zombified, but like I'm like a leader of the pack now, and like, you know,
really?
North Carolina, yeah.
So you lead a pack of zombies in this area?
Yeah, you know, we go out for lunch and like, you know, go do fun things. Like sometimes we go bowling, and then Jeremy loses his arm like he does, you know, and then we gotta go inside the bowling alley and at night and get his arm back. So.
You mentioned going out for lunch. Now, I'm trying to be delicate here, but brains, question mark?
That's a misconception of zombies, you know? Yeah, we feast on occasional brains, but we feast on other organs too, like the liver, that's a delicacy. The heart, that's a good one too, and surprisingly enough, the stomach. We still got a couple of our taste buds. So the stomach, you can kind of taste what that person just recently ate.
Round two, as it were.
Of course. You understand.
I'm following perfectly.
Good.
Great.
Is it only human remains, or do you dabble in different animals as well? You
know, some of us have taken to the mammal species, as you will, and, you know, have tried a cow or a pig. But a lot of us, you know, save that human for, like, dessert. So, like, we're like normal people, like, you know, eat cow. We just like it living. So, what's that extra rare for y'all? Yeah.
Well, that is certainly interesting. The human side of your diet, curiosity is getting the best of me. Where do you source this from? Is it...
Hospitals, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, we can't get sick. So typically, we're in cahoots with the hospitals.
In cahoots?
Yeah, because, like, you know, they can't really get rid of dead bodies. Like.
Right, because everybody knows morgues are fake.
Yes, of course, especially, you know, with everything going on.
Yes.
You know, but, so we go to the hospital, and, like, me being the leader of the pack, you know, I'm in cahoots with the chief of surgery over there. And when they have a death, they have their family come and cry and mourn the death of the person, and then we look at that person and we say, do we want to add them to the troop? And then we all have a vote. And if it's a no, then we eat them for dinner.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So it's a very democratic process.
Of course. We aren't crazy over there in the zombie land.
So, whenever I received my driving license for my wonderful RV here, I was asked whether or not I wanted to be an organ donor. Am I understanding correctly that the organs are just donated to your pack?
Of course. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
And it's the best thing you can do. You know, sometimes it goes to like someone who needs it, but they don't always need it.
Oh,
so they
you
just
need
give
it.
to
I mean,
us.
you need to eat,
Exactly.
obviously.
Those damaged organs that come in, like from car accidents and illnesses, we get those because they taste good. Listen, a liver with a little bit of jaundice, that's like cake, like chocolate cake for your
Really?
species. Yes.
That is fascinating. I myself find jaundice to be terrifying and absolutely detestable in every way.
Of course, you know,
Arthur, there are people that live with jaundice. You can't
Wait,
say things like that.
It's fine. They're just slightly differently colored. It's normal.
You
Listen.
can't call...
That's not okay. Even in the zombie species, you can't just be talking about people like that.
Yeah,
Well,
Arthur, come on.
Bartholomew,
Of course.
we're here in Durham, North Carolina, right? But clearly you don't just wander about the town on your own, willy-nilly. Where do you reside?
We got a cave in one of the mountains over here. It's the Appalachian, right? That's over here. I lost geography when I was like 2 years old.
It's fine. 100 years, things change.
Exactly.
Plate tectonics.
TikToks.
Plate tectonics.
Oh.
I'm
Okay,
sorry, that
okay.
might have been after your time. I'm not sure when science was discovered.
Yeah, it's definitely after. I
Right.
don't know what science is, so.
But your cave, tell me more. Is this the entire pack in the cave, or is it just
Yeah,
you?
there's about 72 of us, and we
my.
all fit in this cave, and it's like really big. It goes like if it's like at least 100 feet big.
Oh my.
And it goes really deep into the mountains, and we fit all of each other pretty nicely, actually. You know, a couple of us gotta cuddle up a little bit, but we're zombies, so it's not because we're cold, because we don't even got a beating heart. So it's just because we need more space. But we do a lot of activities in there, like we got a ping pong ball, little table thingy.
Oh,
we got a foosball. And Kevin down the street, he's trying to set us up with a what are those things with the stick and the ball, and then you put the ball in the hole.
Golfing?
No, they're like on the table. What are they called?
Oh, snooker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Snooker.
yes.
Oh, I love snooker. Really, it just sounds like my old college days. Oh, wonderful.
Is there a variety of ages and folks?
Yeah. You know, Kevin down the street is about 62 years old. Died of like heart cancer or something like that.
Oh my.
And then you got little Jimmy who got hit by a car too. So me and Jimmy are like best friends. He's like 10.
Shared trauma really brings people together.
Precisely. Me and Jimmy, we're homies. He's a good one right there. I'm not sure when he died, but he died very young. But yeah.
You mentioned before, I believe it was your aunt or your grandmother, your great aunt, someone female, older relative, was the person who zombified you. Is this same individual the one who used this strange soil and hoodoo magic to zombify everybody else, or is this a network of people?
It's become a network of people. My aunt died about, I think, if the math is correct, 10 years ago.
Well, my condolences.
It's okay. I stopped talking to her after I came as a zombie. You know, there's some tension in the family with that.
Understandable,
Of course.
yeah.
But she did help me zombify some of my friends when they passed. And then we started this whole big old organization up in North Carolina. And like we go out into like Atlanta. We got homies out in California. Like this is a big organization. You walk around and like the people you see, 1 out of 5 people's a zombie. They're just masking it.
Really?
And like we aren't crazy. Like we don't go around eating people like you think. Minus a couple of them. The newer ones,
Of
you know,
course, yeah.
we gotta teach them. We can't let them go out in public for a little bit. But like we're not all like that. It's very nice. We're cordial. You know, we go to the store. We need clothes too. We just gotta hide
course.
that our skin is falling off or that our arms fall off. So
You said 1 in 5 people are zombies. Is this just in Durham, North Carolina, or?
as far as
Is
I
this-
know, it's just Durham. But
Okay. I was concerned a little bit for Beth over here.
What?
I'm just saying, you usually get liver and onions, and, well, that's not a normal food. I'm a little concerned.
Arthur, it really is.
I've never eaten it myself.
Well, is the liver cooked?
Beth?
I buy it pre-prepared.
Your silence speaks volumes,
I
Beth.
buy it pre-prepared.
I like you, Beth.
I'll keep my eye on you, Beth.
Okay.
On to our next topic of discussion. You said you have friends in Atlanta and California, and you travel to see them. Now, zombie travel, typically, I think people envision a horde shambling aimlessly in a direction. Clearly, this is a large distance. Do you just charter a bus, or
Well, it
Uber?
What's an Uber?
Never mind, I missed
Okay. Well, it depends. You know, sometimes when we're going to California, we do charter a bus. We got a human friend. His name is Mark. He's pretty nice. You know, he's not like the other people that are like, die. You know, you got to watch out for those people. They're all over the place, especially in that California.
Oh, my.
They're crazy over there. But sometimes, like when we go to Atlanta, we usually just make it a trip and we all just walk together. It takes about 2 weeks.
Oh, my.
But it's nice. It's a nice time. The weather's really good. So, like, it's not like it's raining all the time or that, like, it's snowing. You know, it's that southern heat. So, like, it's good. Whereas when you're crossing over the whole United States of America, it's a lot of different weathers you're going through, especially in that Ohio. That's crazy.
Oh, you never know what you're going to get when you go to Ohio. Now, you said you like the heat. Wouldn't that be, with the rotting flesh and all, not as beneficial?
Of course, but you know, who's gonna deprive a zombie of their finer things in life? You know, I may smell a little bit more when we're at Atlanta, and we all may smell, but we don't got nostrils, so we don't have to deal with it.
Well, you bring up an interesting point. Who does deprive you of the nicer things in life? What is your biggest obstacle in life?
That's a good question there. Well, I think I would say the people who have prejudice against zombies because of those zombie movies where they're shooting them in the head and stabbing them in the head and just trying to kill them all willy-nilly. We aren't like that. We're not gonna come for you. You know, we got cahoots with the hospitals. You know, we don't need your brains. And most of the time, the people that are doing that aren't the tasty brains. They got those teeny tiny brains and it's not that good. So we're not going after them anyways.
So there are more, like, particular brains that are more delicious than others?
Of course. Like, listen, when that one really smart guy died, it's not Bill Gates, but I don't know, he was like connected to Bill Gates.
Oh, Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, his brains, delicious.
You ate his brains?
Yes, I got his memories and some of his knowledge.
And, oh my.
Yeah.
So you consume brains and retrieve memories and knowledge in this. That is fascinating, and something I think is not often addressed in the typical zombie media. As you've mentioned, it's usually just stab the zombie in the head.
Of course.
Zombies are always the bad guy.
And we're not. We truly aren't. You know, we help the world go round. If we weren't eating the organs and the dead people and the sick people that die in the hospitals, then we'd be putting them in the ground and polluting the air, and then you would just die and we'd get more food. And, like, we don't want that. Like, we want more food, but we don't want you to die, especially if you're good people.
Zombies are very eco-conscious.
Of course. You know, we may not smell good, but at least our smell is okay because we're helping the environment.
You're green in more ways than one.
Of course, of course.
It's a joke, you see. Yes. On to my next question. Now, you've mentioned the media and the unfavorable representation of zombies in the media. Has there been any discussion amongst your packs or various friend groups of possibly creating pro-zombie media?
You know, we got a couple of short films, you know, that we kind of make. We got a couple directors in our group, you know. But getting out there in Hollywood and getting out there on a big screen is a little difficult when you're dead. Nobody wants to give you the time of day. Nobody wants to listen. And, like, when you go to producers, they're like, who's gonna watch this? You're dead. You don't have family that's gonna watch it no more. And they just they're kind of mean to us. So we gotta make our own films. And, you know, we go to Sundance. One time we won Sundance.
Oh, really?
Film festival, yeah.
Yes. Tell me more.
Well, so It was Bethany. She brought a play. It was about two zombies in love.
Oh,
And
touching.
It was the most beautiful play I've ever seen. Because we do fall in love. We do.
Yes.
We experience emotions.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We just don't really have the capacity to...
Live.
Yes,
Yes.
correct. I'm so glad that you can just finish my sentences.
I've been doing this for many years. I'm quite experienced.
Wow. But yeah, so Bethany's movie. We are all a part of it. All 72 or 75 of us. I think we actually just dropped 3 right now. I just have a feeling. And so zombies do die, just so we're aware. You know?
And you can feel that?
Yeah, like we're all connected.
Like a hive mind.
Yeah. Well, not like a hive mind, but
No.
like we're all connected. Like we can feel one
Oh,
another.
like spiritually?
Yes, of course, of course.
With the hoodoo magic?
Yes, yes.
Ah.
Especially like when me and Jimmy, we were buried in the same type of soil, so like I can hear his thoughts sometimes.
And those are the thoughts of the people he's eaten as well.
Of course, yeah.
Oh my. It must be very difficult to keep your mind in order as a zombie.
It is, but you know, we don't really have other things to stress us out, you know, like life and like homework and school.
Oh, yes.
We don't do that thing, 'cause, you know, half of us have already finished it, 'cause, you know.
And if you need to learn something, you just eat a brain.
Exactly.
Wow, that sounds fantastically convenient, I must say. Have you considered, you know, with this knowledge pool you're accumulating, perhaps spreading this knowledge to the living, maybe through a zombie education school?
You know, I never thought about that, 'cause like we're not always the smartest people in the world, and I'll take that with pride. So like when we try to do something, it was just, you know, let's feed the humans brains and they'll get smart and get memories like us. But then the test subjects unfortunately passed away due to like E. coli and stuff like that.
Right,
So
which you're obviously immune to, being a zombie.
of course, yes, of course. So I'll have to talk to my group about that. That would be smart. We could probably do something at like Harvard or NYU. They seem very, very inclusive, very willing to let us come in probably.
That would be, I would take a class such as that and listen and learn and absorb knowledge from an undead professor who's eaten the brains of some of the most brilliant minds that have ever minded. I think would be quite enlightening.
You know, I will take that back to the group. We may, just see, next year we may do that.
Well, I will keep my email inbox open, or my regular mailbox, if that's more convenient for you.
Probably. Those technology things, like our fingers are kind of dead. So like we can communicate on telephone, but it has to be a flip phone with the buttons. Although Bethany, that lovely Bethany, she actually was able to use one of those touch screens because of that Sirius part in the phone.
yes.
That you say, "Hey Sirius," and they do it for you.
Yes.
She's a brilliant lady.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful, wonderful skill to have, is the ability to use technology. Is this, you know, with your zombie pack, you know, I'm sure you have people that have died at various stages in our historical timelines. Is this something that you've noticed as an issue, is learning new technologies or teaching these technologies to the older zombies?
Yeah. Well, I kind of fall into the old zombies. So, like, I'm not too keen with technology. You know, when I was growing up, we just got cars. That was it. And so I didn't really stick around for the telephones and the iPhones and the Samsungs. But little Jimmy knows a little bit about it, so he's actually teaching a lot of us older people. And it's easier with that, you know, not a hive mind, but that spiritual connection. Because if we don't understand, he's able to look at us and we go, oh, okay.
So you can just feel the knowledge being transferred to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that is fascinating. Well, we are approaching the end of our time here, so just one last question for you, Bartholomew. If you had a chance just to address the youth of this nation, what would you say to them in regards to zombieism and the plights you face? What would you like to say to the youth of America? This is your chance, your opportunity to broadcast.
I would say, please don't shoot at us or kill us. We're just trying to live our lives just like you, and many of us you may have known once or twice. So just be nice to everyone around you, whether they're undead or living. You know, we're all trying to live life in this crazy, crazy world. Also, don't pollute the earth.
Wow. Well, thank you, Bartholomew. I myself, of course, feel wonderfully enlightened, and I've learned much about zombieism today. You're much more eco-friendly than I would have thought.
We pride ourselves on that.
Ah, wonderful. Well, thank you once again. This has been Ghost Stories with me, your host, Arthur Mansley. Join us again next time. And Beth, of course. Join us again next time as we attempt to demystify the mystic. Thank you.